Hey everyone! Today I'm doing some much needed maintenance on my glasses. Over time, sweat, skin, grease react with the metal parts of your nose pads, causing that bright green oxidation. It's highly visible, kind of gross, and definitely not the look you want for professional meetings or interviews. So instead of buying new glasses, I found this highly rated $9 repair kit on Amazon from a brand called HQVOIC. This kit includes sizes from 11 all the way to 17 So before we start, make sure that we have all the equipments ready, like the accessories, the lens glass and everything. And I just took a pad and kind of wiped it, and you can see that green gunk everywhere. The other thing we need to make sure is to match the screw that we have from our current glasses with the kit that we received. So based upon my thing, 15 nose pads kind of were a near match with my current nose pads. So and I choose that. And next one is inserting the screw. As you can see, it's very minute and you need to be careful. One tip I can give you is that make sure you have a white tissue in the background so that the screw and the nose pads are kind of visible and you can clearly see where it is. Like, you don't want to miss it and kind of end up searching it. I think the difficult part was, inserting the screw, fixing it because it's very minute, as you can see. And these forceps kind of helped. And once you've inserted the screw, just tighten up with. They've given me a set of screwdrivers kind of set, and that helped me fix. So you can select from the. I think they've given like 6 to 7 from a pouch, and you can select which one is the best fit. So once it is done, you just need to make sure that it is fit correctly and don't kind of tighten it too much because you don't want to end up your glass breaking it, as prescription glasses are pretty sensitive and delicate, and as you can see my frame is kind of frameless, so we need to make sure. Now that one of the nose pad has been fixed successfully, now let's go to the second one. So you see the second one, I mean both of them were pretty greasy and kind of greenish, kind of annoying part, and you can see that cotton pad, like how much green or dirt, the oxidized metal it finally ended up with. So I kind of, before even unscrewing it, I just wanted to remove as much as possible with a cotton pad, just to show you guys. And we don't want the green part to be contaminated with the remaining part of the glass. And I also made sure that I used a cotton swab kind of thing, so that any minute particles that couldn't reach in the crevices, that kind of helped me remove that or get access to. And I used a bit of ethanol from the pharmacy, like the ethyl alcohol that you use on your wounds, to like a rubbing alcohol kind of thing. And then I started removing the screw from it. But for the second one, trust me, it was very kind of tiresome because the screw didn't end up coming out. It kind of got stuck. So after 5 minutes of effort, finally I've got to remove or unscrew it. So as I told you, they give a set of 5 to 6 screws, and you can select which one is the best fit for your screw size or screw dimension, and then you can use that. I kind of tried multiple, like one or two, just swapping which could be the best fit. But the main reason or the culprit was there was too much grease build up under the screw that even though I used the correct screwdriver, the screw didn't come up, or it kind of didn't unscrew. Yeah, so finally I've removed the second one, the second nose pad, along with the screw. So I just dropped it into the ethyl alcohol or the rubbing alcohol that I had, and just look at that greasy part. Oh my god, I didn't even never did I thought that that was on my nose, and that could end up with any bacterial infection. So I think the better way is, like, check your glasses every 6 months or maybe 8 months. If you have this kit, I think this is pretty handy and it's also quite economical. It's just $9 for which you get a set of all the necessary accessories. And even after removing that screw, you see that holder has the green gunk. And so I made sure that even the new one that I replace it with shouldn't be again carry over the old gunk or the grease part. So main thing, the green thing is basically the oxidized part, the metal getting oxidized with all the sweat, with any moisture or any grease from our skin cells or anything. Upon, I think it's been around 1 year, I guess, I'm having these glasses. So yeah, it's always better to check once in 6 months. So one thing I've done is I've used my tissue paper along with the screwdriver because that is kind of pointed, and then I've inserted into that hole to make sure that any remnants or any grease is left over is actually totally removed. So you see, still the tissue paper had that green gunk. So I've done it a couple of times to make sure I've removed much of that green grease part. We can give it to the shopkeeper or the optical stores if you don't have time, but I think doing it by ourselves, like DIY, it's kind of a quick thing to learn about or maintaining about our because again, time is also important. So you never know how much you need to have a spare glasses as well if you have a high power. But yeah, I've done it all myself without the glasses because I've kind of allocated some time only for this and no deviations, no navigations until I complete this. I just wanted to do it all by myself. So now that we've cleaned it, so now I've got the second nose pad. The one that I've chose for myself is 15 nose pad, and now I'm selecting the screw to fit into it. So yeah, here we have the screw and see how tiny and minute it is, how thin and slender. So once I have my nose pad and the screw ready, so one thing while handling these tweezers and all is we don't want to end up, accidentally touching our glasses because the glasses again, it could be brittle and it could shatter or it could end up with a scratch. So make sure that you don't put too much pressure while you're screwing or unscrewing it. Yeah, so finally I managed to insert the screw and now it's time to tighten it. So yeah, it's all ready. So you see the before and the after. I think this just took me like 15 to 20 minutes and all that. And this is my first time doing it. So I'm pretty happy. So yeah, this is how my glasses ended up. And and yes, we can do it by ourselves. Thank you for watching guys. I hope this video will be useful for you.